Okay, hi everyone, welcome to the Sparks channel. So now we don't waste time on basics. Remember, no stories, just marks. So now what we're going to do is that if you look at this question, they say that f at x is kx to the power 3 minus 3x squared plus tx plus 6, and they say it's exactly, so this is my keyword, exactly divisible. When we say something is exactly divisible, this tells you that x plus 2 is a factor. So this tells us that this guy here is a factor. So I'm going to explain that when we're working on it. Né? So they say that when f at x is divided by 2x plus 1, we have a remainder which is 10.5. Now that you have a remainder, 2x plus 1 is not a factor. So now they want us to find the values of k and t. This has to do with what? This has to do with this has to do with simultaneous equation. So now what we're going to do is that let's start with the first statement. They said that this is exactly divisible by x plus 2. We're going to take that x plus 2 equated to 0, solve for x. What is x equals to? Negative 2. So we have x is equals to negative 2. So they said exactly divisible. This tells us that x plus 2 is a factor. So I'm going to write it down and say x plus 2 is a factor. So if x plus 2 is a factor, what is that telling us? It tells us that if we find f at minus 2, the one that we just got, we need to get an answer of 0. Right. So this is very important. This is a very important statement here. X plus 2 it's equals to a factor and f at 2 is 0. So from this, what you're going to do, you're going to say that we find f at x now. F at x. You know that f at x is equals to k, x to the power 3, then minus 3x to the power 2 plus tx, we add 6. So the remainder, if we say the remainder, we are using the remainder theorem. So this will be the remainder. It's equals to f at minus 2. But remember, we know that the remainder is what? It's 0. So where there's k, we need to do what? Remember, if it's a factor, f at minus 2 is 0. Where there's x, we need to put minus 2. This will be k into negative 2 to the power 3 minus 3 into negative 2 squared plus t into minus 2. So this will be t into minus 2, t into negative 2 plus 6. So now we just have to multiply out those brackets there. Let us quickly work on it this side. Let's take this guy, let's put it here and work on it. So we're going to say this is 0, it's equals to 8k, but it's negative 8k. Right, then we minus 12, we minus 2t plus 6. So let's group the like terms. I think it's best if we just made a mistake there. It should be 2t, not 2k. So what I'm going to do from this point, I will isolate the t. So can you see that this negative 2t can come, we can take it to the other side to be positive 2t, so that this side we can add the like term. So I have minus 8k, therefore minus 12 plus 6 which will give us negative 6. So let's divide everything by 2. T is equals to what? Negative 4k minus 3. I'm going to call this equation 1. So now we're going to use the next statement to find the second equation. So the next statement says that when f at x is divided by 2x plus 1, the remainder is what? 10.5. We need to take the 2x plus 1. What do? We equate it to 0 and solve for x. That's the first thing that we're going to do. So we're going to say, we're going to take the 2x plus 1. Let's equate this to 0. If we solve for x, Therefore, the 2x is equals to minus 1. What is x equals to? Just minus 1 over 2. So 2x gives us the remainder of what? 10.5 from the statement. So this tells us that we need to find f at what? Minus 1 over 2, and we should get a remainder of what? 10.5. But now we know what is f at x. We can just go back. F at x is k, x to the power 3 minus 3x squared. So what we need to do is that we need to substitute minus 1 over 2 where there's x. So I'm going to say this will be k inside the bracket, negative 1 over 2 to the power 3 minus 3 into minus 1 over 2 to the power 2 plus t into minus 1 over 2 and plus 6. Please remember, this is our f at x. This is our f at x. If you are confused now, remember this is f at x. Where there's x, we just substituted minus 1 over 2 from the original equation. So now that I have this type of a problem, what I can do, I can start by solving the equation. I know that minus 1 over 2 to the power 3, that will give me negative 1 over 8. Negative 1 over 8, and now this is k. We minus, if you punch this on the calculator, you're going to say this is negative 3 over 4. We minus 1 over 2t plus 6. So I'm going to call this guy here equation 2. So now our aim is to get rid of one variable, because if you can check here, we have k, we also have t. We need to eliminate one variable. So it's best to eliminate t, because according to equation 1, t is equals to what? T is equals to minus 4k minus 3. So I'm just going to substitute that. I know that we're going to substitute equation 1 into equation 2. So if we rewrite the equation 2, what do we have? Minus 1 over 8k minus 3 over 4 minus 1 over 2. Where there's t, I'm going to put negative 4k minus 3, and then we have positive 6 equated to 10.5. So now we only have k as the variable. We can now solve for k. So you need to be very careful when it comes to this one. First thing first, multiply out the bracket, then you can add the like terms. So what I'm going to do first, let's start by multiplying out the bracket. So I'm going to say this is, let's write this as, if we take the 6 to the other side, you see, let's take the 6 to the other side. So if we solve this thing, we're going to leave the minus 1 over 8k this side, so that we can add it with positive 2k. Okay, let's do this. Then we're going to say this is equal to 10.5. The 6 comes this side to be negative. Then the 3 over 2 comes this side to be positive. 3 over 2. This side to our left is minus 1 over 8k. Let's multiply out the bracket. This will give us positive 2k and positive 3 over 2. So now the 3 over 2, I'm just going to remove this guy and bring it this side, guys, to be negative 3 over 2. So I'm just going to cancel that one. Hope this one won't cause any confusion. So this guy will cancel. We'll move it to the other side to be negative, which will also give us this as 0. So we are left with 10.5 minus 6. So if you work that side, what do we get? 10.5 minus 6 is just 5.25. So we have 5.25, or let's not say 5.25. Let's just leave it like that. So now this other side we have minus 8k plus 2k. What do you get when you add these two? Let us try to put this thing in decimal. So I'm just going to write this as 3.75. It equals to 1.875k. Hope you are not lost on that. You just have to add the like terms. You just have to add the like terms, then solve for k. Divide both sides by what? Divide both sides by 1.875. Divide both sides by 1.875. What is k equals to? You'll find that the value of k is 2. So now that you have the value of k, you're going to substitute k into equation 2, because remember, or we can just, yes, k into equation 2, you can also substitute k into equation 1, it's fine. It's up to you what you want to do to find t. So now, substitute k is equals to 2 into equation 1. I think it's easy that way, and say t will be equals to minus 4. Where there's k, we need to put 2 minus 3. Therefore, what is t equals to? When you put that, minus 4 times 2 is minus 8, minus 3, that's minus 11. That is the value of t. So now we've managed to find t and we've managed to find k. I'm very sorry about the maths. So what is t equals to? The value of t is negative 11. We've managed to answer the question. What I need you to do, I need you to practice from this step, because this is part of algebra. I think now that you understand algebra, you just have to work this thing out on your own. Then you're going to see that this will take you to what? To k equals to 2. So now guys, remember, on this channel we don't waste time on basics. Now, what I need you to do, the only thing that I'm assisting you is to analyze the question, what you need to do on the question. So when it comes to these things of multiplying out the brackets, I don't go into too much details with that. What you have to do, you just have to work on that. Things like this one, you just have to verify them on the calculator. You just have to punch this on the calculator, check if it gives you that. Also, this part here, where we move this one to the other side, arrange this, and also try to see if you get k is equal to 2. Right, and thank you for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe so that you don't miss the next lesson.